Yo, yo, yo. What's the dealio, y'all? What's the dealio? How's everybody feeling? Everybody good? It's Sunday. We got the watch list popping off, man. I hope y'all doing good, man. We're going to have a great week in the market this week, all right? So if you guys are just now tuning in, be sure to like this video. All right, let's get this video to 200 likes, okay? And let me know where y'all tuning in from, man. Where is everybody tuning in from? What up, Chaos? How you feeling? How you feeling? Charlie Shy, what's up? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? We got a big week, y'all. All right, we got a massive week this week in the market. All right, QTZ, what's up, QTZ? How you feeling? So listen, y'all. Pam, what up? How you doing? Digital Grandma. I like that name. Digital Grandma, what's up? How you doing? Jamal, what's up, Jamal? From icy North Georgia. Okay. Shout out to North Georgia. If you guys are just now tuning in, man, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Also, like this video, y'all. All right, let's get this video to 200 likes. What we got going on is we got this watch list. So we're going to go over this watch list. We're going to go over SPY. We're going to go over IWM as well. All right. Tanviris, what's up? Good afternoon. He said, snowed in. Saw my place in Silver Spring. 10 inches. Dang. That's crazy. What's up, Forever Fitness? What's up, Marie? What's up, Henry? Pixel B, what up? Wayne, what up? What's up, Doc? He said, I got a flat tire on the way home. Dang. Is it snowing where you at? Bucks County, Pennsylvania. What's up, One Path? Tuning in from Indianapolis. Shout out to Indy. I see you, Ashanti. All right. Joy, what's up, Joy? How you doing? Shout out to Fort Lauderdale. Close 9J, New York. I already liked the video and picked up Lux Algo. For sure. I got you. All right. So if y'all have not, man, as y'all come in, like this video. All right. Don't be stingy with the likes, man. Like this video. We're going to talk about the market this week, and we're going to figure out how we're going to make some money. All right. I'm going to give you guys the setups that I'm looking at, and we're going to go in. All right. So with that being said, man, let's get it started. All right. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see everybody's face. What's up, Vincent? He said Texas. Okay. What part of Texas you in again, Vincent? I forgot. So yeah, about 6 inches and still, dang. So you just, Darrell, you just outside waiting right now? You just waiting on your tire? Or did you fix it? What up, Antoine? How you feeling? Could you please cover GIL? Okay. GIL, let me put that on my list. So GIL. All right. So I put that on my list right there. What up, Davita? How you doing? Sun breaking through in Texas. Okay. Henry, can I go over city? Had expiration this past Friday. Got. And this Friday. Oh, look. So Henry, you should have never entered in the city play, right? Let me tell you why. Mancha said explode by how much? I don't know. We're going to see. Right? What's up, Francine? How you doing? Farmersville. Okay. Shout out to Farmersville. So look, right? He said he got in a Citigroup trade, right? Now watch this. Let me break this down for y'all. Okay. Watch this. Let's go to the weekly. Now look at this. All right. Yo, Alchemist, what up? Let me break this down for you guys, okay? So look. So he said he got in Citigroup, right? Now, look. I told you guys, I said, because this was last week, right? I said, if we get above 119.36, you enter into calls. We gapped down, and we never got above here. So why did you get into calls? You see what I'm saying? Like, just think about this. Why did you take entry on this trade if we never got above the level that I said? Just wait until the stock gets above the level that I say to be safe, right? So yeah, it's on a 2-1 right now. It could come back down here, or if it gets above here, then it could come up to here and then go higher. We don't know though, but it's on a 2-1, right? So let this be a lesson. Don't take entry on the setups if the levels are not there, right? Sometimes that's what's going to happen. Do my levels hit? Absolutely. But if they're not there, then don't take the entries. Feel what I'm saying? That's how the game go. Okay. Big Bob, what up? What up, what up? Oh, he walked home. Okay. Dang, Doc. Shout out to AAA. He said, I waited to see if the bounce would happen. Nah, bro, that ain't how we trade. All right? That's not how we trade. Trump tweeted federal government about to go on strike January 31st, so more puts. That's crazy. See, it's always something, yo. It's always something. All right? So yeah. So let's go over BNAI and NVO. All right. BNAI. I'm gonna try to go over these. I can't make no promises on every single one. So once we get started, I'll try to get through the watch list a little bit faster. But what I need from y'all is to like this video. All right. If you guys are watching, tapping in, be sure to like this video. All right. Like this video, and we about to get started now. Okay. So we got SPY and we got IWM. Okay. If you guys don't know, I go over SPY and I go over IWM. Right. SPY and IWM. I go over SPY for everybody, and that's also the market. And then I go over IWM because that's my index of choice, and I trade them every single day, and we murder them every single day. All right? So SPY and IWM is what we're going to go over. Once we do that, we're going to go over my watch list for the week as well. Okay? So let's get it popping, y'all. All right? Also, let me know where y'all tuning in from if you haven't already. All right? Let me know where y'all tuning in from. So let's go to SPY real quick. Let me pull them up. All right. So, and I'm looking at this on a weekly time frame. Okay. All right. So let me pull this up. What up, Reggie? How you feeling? He said looking like an igloo. And hood puts because I see it coming down to 102. Actually, with Robinhood, I see Robinhood coming down to 97 actually. Yeah, 98.83. Yep. Yeah, I see Robinhood coming down to like $97. If you look at it, if you look at Robinhood right here, hold on. If you look at Robinhood right here, I see it coming down to about this area right here, actually. So I see why you say that right there. So yeah, now this is a failed 2 down on the weekly, but there's a lot of selling pressure right there. It tested and it rejected. So yeah, I definitely could see if you, depending on when you got in, this is actually a good entry right here because it rejected off this fair value gap. So it could start coming down and come down here, right, to about $97. So yeah, I like that on Robinhood. All right. What up, Jay Sapp? How you feeling? Hey, I appreciate that review on WAP as well, bro. Appreciate that, man. All right. What up, Skeet Crane? Shout out to Amarillo, Texas. All right. So when we look at SPY on the weekly time frame, all right, it's a very interesting situation that we in. All right. So let's watch this. All right, I'm about to share my screen and we're gonna get busy. What's up, Michelle? She said, I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for the free game. I'm just getting into trading because of you and my son-in-law, Doug. Oh, what's up? How you doing? Shout out to you and Doug. Appreciate that. Pleasure is mine. Increased my account last week, 21%. There we go, Skeet Crane. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so look, keep doing that. All right, so we got SPY right here, right? So first things first, let's go to the weekly, right? So your weekly range, okay? You're gonna have a weekly range right here, right? So this is the weekly candle, right? So we got a weekly range right here. All right. So the weekly range is gonna be from here, 676 to 691. That is $15. So you got a $15 range, okay? Your weekly support. Your weekly support is going to be 676.52. And your weekly resistance is going to be 691.10. All right. So, first things first, y'all. All right. Weekly support is going to be 676.52. Weekly resistance is 691. Okay, 10. Now, pay attention to what it did last week, right? When you look at it last week, I told you guys last week the weekly support was right down here at 686, right? When we broke below 686, what happened? We sunk, okay? So if you would have got in down here, once we broke below the weekly support, you would have ate, all right, off the weekly level. All right, boom, and it would have came down. So that's the power of those weekly levels right there, all right? It tested the weekly support, it broke, and then it came down. All right. And that was a gap down, actually. So this is your weekly area, your weekly range right here. All right. So put these levels down. And then what we're going to do is go to for tomorrow. All right. We got a failed 2 up and then a 1 candle. Okay. So what does the 1 candle mean, y'all? What does the 1 candle mean? Talk to me. Let me know what the 1 candle means. What up, Zay? How you feeling? What does the 1 candle mean, y'all? What up, Best Beezy? How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? Y'all doing good work. I appreciate it. Oh, no, for sure, bro. Hey, we gonna keep it going, man. All right, we're gonna keep it going. So just stay tapped in. By the end of this year, everybody gonna be up crazy. All right. But what does that 1 candle mean, y'all? Let me know. A big move is coming, right? Big move is coming. Okay. Big move incoming. Consolidation, exactly, right? So now pay attention, right? We got a seller's fair value gap and we got an order block. And then we got a fair value gap here, which is a buyer's fair value gap, right? So Monday is going to be interesting. Excuse me. Monday is going to be interesting. The reason why is because we got an area of liquidity here and we got an area of liquidity here, right? We don't know what's about to happen tomorrow, okay? So for tomorrow, it's Monday. What do I say about the first day of the week, y'all? What do I say about the first day of the week? How do you trade on the first day of the week? Put it in the comments. How do we trade on the first day of the week? What do stocks do on Mondays, the first trading day of the week? What do they do? I want to make sure that you guys are understanding this, right? Sometimes I go a little bit slower on these lives because I want to make sure that you guys are getting this inside of here, all right? If you guys are just now tuning in, man, let me know where y'all are tuning in from in the comments, and also be sure to like this video, okay? Let's make sure we get this video to 200 likes. I'm going to give you guys levels, analysis, breakdowns, right? So you guys are going to be able to make money, but I want to make sure that you guys are understanding this. So be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. All right. Said trade light, go light, go light. Test last week's up or down. Exactly. Validating the highs of the week. Exactly, right? Test levels. Exactly. Test the high and the low. Okay. First day. Exactly. Find direction or support. Exactly. Right? Exactly. So, with that being said, right, we're going to go back. So, like I said, we got a 1 candle on Friday. Okay. So, your resistance is 91, right? And then we got 676. So, I would say calls above 690.89. The support, let me see, above 691.10. Okay. All right. So Friday's resistance, the high of Friday is 689 or 690.98, right? But the high of the week is 691.10 or 691.14, right? So with that being said, I would say calls above 691, like you could say 15, but I want you guys to know and understand that we have an order block up here as well, right? So if you get in above 691.15, then you might want to just ride it up to like 693, okay, 693.30, because there's an order block right here. All right, there's an order block right here. So this order block, it could reject right here. Or we could come up to 691.15, 691, 30, even 691.80. And then we could reject. And then we could come back down and test this low. Right? That's also a possibility. So because we have an area of liquidity right here where they closed at, and then we also have an area of liquidity down here, Monday for SPY is going to be a little tricky. It is going to go in a direction, but we don't know exactly which direction because we have buyers and sellers and the candle is sitting in the middle. And we just had a failed 2 up and then we had a 1 candle. So we could come down, but it's hard to say because we have an area of liquidity here. So if we come down, buyers could step in right here and then pop it right back up. But at the same time, sellers are already sitting right here and we do have an order block right here. So we could reject and come down as well. Right? So me personally, I don't like the spacing for SPY for tomorrow. There's a lot going on. We got buyers, we got sellers, we got an order block. Buyers and sellers are right here at this area as well. Okay? If I turn Lux Algo off, right? Watch this. If I turn Lux Algo off, right? And then I turn the Strat Assistant off, right? It just looks like we could be going up, right? It just looks like we could be going up, right? But when you turn on the cheat code, right? That's the cheat code, Lux Algo, right? Now you turn it back on. Now you can see what's going on. And then you put the Strat Assistant back on. Now we could see clearly where the buyers and the sellers are at. All right? We could clearly see where the buyers and the sellers are at now. So I personally don't like the spacing right here. It's a lot going on. So I wouldn't really, be worried about it too much. I would just maybe trade something else until we see a clear direction, right? So let me know if that makes sense on the SPY, y'all. If that makes sense on SPY, let me know. Okay, let me know in the comments. All right. Tesla was cautious. Be patient. Yeah, be patient tomorrow. What's up, Jamie? Yeah, them SPY tricks is tricky. You know what I'm saying? SPY ain't no joke. Elegant Renaissance. Nice runway down if it falls below 6. Exactly. Exactly. right? So let me know if that makes sense on SPY, y'all. Okay. Said Meta has earnings this week. Yep. Yep. That's why I just turned the Strat Assistant off and the order blocks off because I wanted to show you guys, what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Mantra said wait for pre-market. I mean, obviously, right? We wait for pre-market every day. You know what I mean? All we're doing is basing everything right now off the daily time frame. But even in pre-market tricks people too. Okay, so yeah, like obviously wait for pre-market. That's yeah, obviously. Okay, watch the Asian market. Yeah, watch the Asian market. That could kind of give us a little thing, and also pay attention to futures. Right? I feel like all those things are kind of like, you know, obvious, right? So what I'm doing is when I analyze all of this, I'm analyzing it based off the daily time frame, y'all. Okay, because right now all we have is to base it off of the daily time frame. Okay, I don't really like going live at 7 p.m. on Sunday, so that's why I base everything off of the daily time frame. Now, once we see how futures are moving at night, you know what I'm saying? Then we gonna kind of get a little understanding of where the market could go. But once again, when it's pre-market in the morning, then we gonna start to see how things could go. So yeah, so that's SPY. Okay. Now the next thing is gonna be IWM. Okay. Now who hit IWM on Friday off of what I said was gonna happen and the levels that I gave you guys on Friday? Who hit IWM? I need to know. If you hit IWM on Friday, let me know. Okay? If you hit IWM on Friday, let me know. Because I told you guys what it was. All right? I told y'all what it was. Okay? This stuff could be so simple, but we make it hard. All right? We make it hard because of our psychology. All right? He said crypto is dumping mad. Where's crypto at? I think Bitcoin is gonna end up coming down to like 75K some point this year. So when it does, we gonna get into it. They're at 86 right now, so they're down 2% today. So that's smooth. Lux Algo is a game changer, absolutely, right? That's why I talk about it all the time. All right. Some people they think it's I just be talking, but when they get it, then they realize they should have done it, a long time ago. Same thing with the Discord. People think I'm just capping, and then they join the Discord. They're like, I should have done this a long time ago. It's like, at the end of the day, at some point, y'all got to start taking my word for it. Anything that I shared with y'all that you was overlooking or you was like, nah, he just talking. When you did it, then you start to realize, damn, I should have done this a long time ago. Right? It happens all the time, y'all. All right? Just listen. At some point, you got to trust. Right? When you going to trust what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just saying this stuff because it sounds good for content. No, this stuff really works. Right? QTZ said she did. Davita hit him at the park. Kenny did. Vincent, 186%. He said, I caught $4 move. There you go. Michelle hit twice. Callie Nola, 55% on Friday. Bob said, I hit him, got out a little early, but green is green. There you go. Right? For daily trades, do you need just TradingView, Lux, Algo, and SATY? Yeah, SATY and also the Strat Assistant. All right? Tanvirs, go inside of the course. All right? Everything you need, all the instruction is inside of the course. And then whatever questions you you can ask them inside the Discord. All right? But yes, that's what I'm using. That's all I need. All right? LaRue, she said me. Yeah, LaRue killing it. Right? LaRue killing it so much, she don't even post her profits. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. All right, so let's go to IWM for this week, right? So everybody hit IWM. So we're going to hit them again this week. We're going to hit them again every day. All right? So Let's get it. All right. So, first things first. On Friday, I knew it was coming down. I made a whole video about this, right? I posted this video on Friday. This was the failed 2 up right here. All right. Failed 2 up. Look at this. A gap up. Failed 2 up. Right? Boom. Smacker. All right. Straight smacker, y'all. Opened up below the level. Smacker. All right. So, told you guys about this. All right. Head and shoulders right here. If you go to the 30-minute time frame, we had a head and shoulders. Y'all see that? Shoulder, shoulder, head, broke below the level, whap. All right? So, now what do we have on IWM this week? Let's go to the weekly. So on the weekly, we were up, okay? On the weekly time frame, we were up. We were green. Well, it went up, but we didn't close above the previous week's high. We touched the previous week's high, but we didn't close above it because the body is not above the high, right? So we did not close above the high. So yes, this is a 2 up candle right here. This is a green candle, but we did not close above the high, okay? So what do we have? We have 261 all the way up to, let's see, 271, okay? So we got a $10 range, all right? From 261 to 271, okay? Now we got $10 range. All right, now, look at this, y'all. Look at this. The last few weeks, IWM has had the range is either $9 or $10. Are you guys starting to see a pattern here? Every week IWM moves about $8 to $10. And every day it moves about $2 to $3. Right? Pattern recognition. Okay? Pattern recognition. So your range, right? Your weekly support. Your weekly support. Let's go down here. Okay. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So what's the weekly support? We got 261. All right. 261 is your weekly support. And your weekly resistance is going to be 271.58. $271.58. All right. So we got a $10 range. We got a weekly support, weekly resistance. All right. Now that's on a weekly. Now we close right here, okay? So where did we close at? We closed at 264, okay? So watch this. Close at 264. On average, IWM moves $3.46. Okay. On average, IWM moves $3.46. So, with that being said, if we are at 264 and the weekly support is at 261, we could gap down a little bit and then we could come down and we could test this weekly low right here because we're closer to the low than we are the high. See what I'm saying? So whenever a week closes, what I've noticed is whichever part of the previous week's high or low we're closer to, that's where we test at. Okay? Unless we just gap down bad or gap up crazy, right? But because we're only a couple dollars away from last week's low, tomorrow might be a red day because on IWM, or it could be a green day if we reverse, but I think that they could come and test last week's low, which is at 261, and we're at 264 right now. Okay? So, on a daily, we got this, right? So, obviously, we have this big red candle right here. So, I do expect IWM to try to retrace some of it. So, let's go to the 4-hour real quick to see some levels. All right, so we got this level right here. Okay, this level right here. So we got 265.45. Rejection. 265.45. Okay. And then we also have a rejection at 267.82. All right. All right. So these are some areas where IWM is going to try to come up to before it comes down, if it comes down. All right. So IWM is going to try to come up to 265.45 first, and it could reject there. Right? Could reject there. That's where it could reject. All right. And that would be a part of, that would be right here. Okay, that's right here on the big red candle. So if it can't get above 265.45, it's going to reject and it's going to come lower. Or it's going to come up to 267.82, and if it can't, it'll reject and it'll come lower. All right. Now we're also going to say puts at 264.44. Puts below 64. All right. Puts below 264.44, y'all. All right. And that price, that first price target is going to be 262.93. 92. All right. Price target 262.92. All right. So we're going to probably try to retrace some of this candle. First area where it could come up to is 265.45. It could reject there. If it rejects there and it comes down, it's going to come down to the low of day. I mean, the low of the previous week, 264.42. If we get below there, 264.42, 264.44, then we're going to come down and we can come down to 262.92. All right. So that's for tomorrow. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense, y'all. If that makes sense on IWM, let me know. All right. I took IWM put on Thursday, sold it on Friday for 200%, 271. I wish I hold longer, extra 300 put, can't complain. There we go, can't be greedy. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Antoine. Hey, be sure to post that in the profits tab, bro. Doing your thing. What's up, Key? Key Wealthy. Good afternoon. Yep. When you get a chance, could you go over Core Weave? All right, Core Weave. Let's see. All right. I need to go down. I'm in the IWM 263 put, 23 expiration. Okay. How much are you up right now? Forever free. If you guys are watching this, man, be sure to like this video, okay? I just gave a whole analysis on SPY, and I also gave a whole analysis on IWM. And also what I did was I gave you guys the actual levels on SPY and IWM. And not only did I just say puts below here, calls above here, I gave you areas where a stock can retrace, right? I gave you areas where it can reject that. And I gave you guys the whole strategy on when to take an entry, okay? So be sure to like this video. Also be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, all right? Every single day I'm bringing you guys life-changing information. that really can change your life and is changing people's lives. All right? So be sure to lock in, subscribe to the channel, like the video. All right? What's up, Drew? How you feeling? What weeks do you put the puts on? Are they, hold on, what? What weeks do you put the puts on? Are they 0D? I'll do 0 DTEs, or I'll do 1 day out, or maybe 2 days out. Just depends. That's on indexes, right? On stocks, I do weeklies. It's only 0 days on Fridays with regular stocks. All right. So that is what's up, Mash all. So that is a SPY, and that's IWM, okay, y'all? So what up, Andrea? She said she was shoveling snow. Hey, yo, that's crazy work, man. That snow, man. That snow is crazy, I must say. All right, so let's do this. So what we got going on is, all right, so my first setup for this week. What up, John McKinney? How you feeling? What up, what up? All right. So let's go to, all right. So first setup that I have for the week is going to be right here. Okay. So we got CNC. All right, we back at CNC. All right. We got a nice little opportunity, okay? So they've been in the zone for the last 3 weeks, and they pulled back last week, okay? So it's looking like they're about to go higher. So let's go to the charts and let's look. All right. CNC. All right. So let's go to CNC real quick. This is on the daily. Let's go to the weekly. So she said I'm down. Okay. So let me break this down for y'all real quick. All right. So Forever Free Fitness, right? She said she down. So if it retrace, I'm ready. Okay. She said she's in a put, right? She said I needed to go down. I'm in the IWM 263 put. Okay. So you, and don't take this no way, right? This is all out of love. You should not be down in a put from Friday. What that lets me know is you took entry way too late. You see what I'm saying? That's what that lets me know. Because yes, it could go down, but when you have a move like that, when you have a big move like that to the downside, those are the candles where you take profit at, right? Because now it's probably gonna pop up first before it comes down some more, right? So it's like, it's an art to taking profit, and it's an art to taking entry. You have to take entry before it's obvious, okay? So just keep that in mind. I always say this: enter before it is obvious, y'all. All right? Enter before it's obvious. Okay? So we got, like I said, we got CNC right here, right? Now, look at this. So we came up on a weekly, okay? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all right? So we came up, came back down, tested, came back down, tested again, and we created a fail 2 down right here. All right? We got buyers sitting in this area, so they ready. All right? They ready. Now, if the market starts coming down, then CNC is going to start going up, right? Just that's what healthcare does. Okay? So we got a fail 2 down right here. Let's look at the monthly real quick. This is the monthly right here, okay? On the monthly, and they retracing this right here. We have no real resistance until $51. Okay, so I like this setup. After it kind of consolidated, not past 3 weeks, it just went in this range right here. So it's looking like it's about to break out. Okay, so if we get above 46.32, you could take entry. Now you could ride it up $1 to 47.66. If we break above 47.66, then you could stay in the trade, and then you could ride it up all the way up here. All right. So that's what I would say on CNC. I like this setup. We was trading them. I swung them a few times back when they were like around this area right here, $30, $32. So yeah. So they already had a little pullback here. I would, on a daily time frame, obviously they've had some red days, but as you can see, you know, we look like we about to come up and retrace this area right here. All right. So that's my first setup on CNC. Okay. That's my first setup on CNC. Let me know if that makes sense, y'all. All right. She said entering before it's obvious. It's a little hard for me because how do I know that it's still going to go that direction before it's obvious? I mean, that's what the strap method is for. And that's what risk management is for, right? Because, so here's the thing, right? It's called getting in position and like looking at price action, right? If you understand the strat method, if you understand demand zones, if you understand order blocks, if you understand fair value gaps, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand when you say it's, you know, it's hard, it's tricky, but it's like, this is why you don't, you practice proper risk management. Because if you could get in before it's obvious, you'll make more money. Right? When you get in when it's obvious, you're going to have a smaller move that you're going to be able to capture. Right? And you could get, if it's obvious and you day trade it or scalp trade it, that's okay, cool. But the bigger moves happen when you get in the trade before it's obvious. Because when it's obvious, the premiums are higher and you're not going to make that much money. When it's not obvious, the premiums are lower. You see what I'm saying? So you got to really, the more you study, the less you worry. The more you study, the less you worry. I say this every single day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to really be well studied and you got to like have a certain conviction level in your trades that you just like, I feel strong about this. You know what I mean? So top notch, peace and breakfast from Brooklyn. Hey, shout out to Brooklyn, man. BK in the building. Shout out to Brooklyn. All right. If y'all are watching, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right. Let me know where you guys are tapping in from. We're going over the watch list for the week. All right. So my next setup that I'm looking at. What's up, Angie? How you feeling? Angie been killing it. She killing it in Discord every single day. All right. So next we got right here. Okay, APLD, my faithful. Right. They had a nice pullback. Right. Buyer stepped in. Created a fail 2 down on a daily, right? Let's go to the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, and let's see. All right. Look at that. We got a bullish 3-bar right here. Bullish engulfing on a daily, on a weekly. Look at the weekly. Right? We came up here, came down, tested, came down again, we tested again. It's looking like they ready to go up. You see what I'm saying? So what you want to do is they came down here. Buyer stepped in. This was another test down here. It retraced, right? Bounced over here. Buyer stepped in. Blast off. Look what happened on the last failed 2 down on the weekly time frame, right? Failed 2 up, failed 2 down, came up, boom. Next week, blast off, okay? We sitting right here at all-time highs. All-time highs is at $40.22, right? We on a failed 2 down right now. If we get above $39, then we could go ballistic and we could go crazy, right? So we got $39, calls above $39. It could then come up to $39.52. On this small stock, that's a nice move. But what happens is, right, if we get above here and we come up to $40.22, that's going to be even nicer. But then if we blast past that, right, and then we really go crazy, hey, this could go to $45, $43, right? On a small stock like this, that will move and that will print, okay? So we on a failed 2 down on the weekly time frame right here. Calls above $39, all right? Let me know if that makes sense, y'all. That's APLD, okay? Let me know if that makes sense in the comments, y'all. Okay. What about Intel? We can go over Intel in a minute. What up, Angie? I'm studying 2 of your strat videos. Much to learn. I need make copies of the candle chart. There we go. There we go, Sherry. Yeah, those combinations are everything, right? Once you understand the combinations, you're gonna understand what you like. You're gonna understand what you're looking for. Okay. So keep studying that. That's gonna get you right. All right. Can you look at MVTS? So life is a journey. I was actually crazy enough. I was looking at them this morning because I was like, should I put them on my watch list? But I wasn't super like convicted of their chart. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I could look at MVTS because I was looking at them. I was like, man, I kind of like the setup. I kind of don't, right? I was kind of like in between it. But I was looking at MVTS. I was looking at MBIS as well. I was looking at a couple other stocks. So yeah. All right. Will AMC squeeze again? I don't know, right? I don't know if AMC will squeeze. I don't really pay attention to all the hype stocks, right? I find my setups on the strat and I just trade those. I try to keep this stuff simple, y'all. All right. I try to, find like catalyst plays, but I don't, right? I just sit here and I just, find my 2-1-2s and my 1 candles and my failed 2 downs and I just trade those. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like I made a video about how you treat trading like a business. And the way you do that is you rinse and repeat the same things, right? So it's like McDonald's make the same nasty ass burgers every single day and they making billions of dollars, right? So it's like you got to really understand like the name of the game. And the name of the game is you have to understand how to create consistency in your process and your strategy. That's how you're going to make the money. All right. Can you go over Netflix? Okay. What's up, J.O.? How you doing? It has been a minute. Where you been at? Where you been at? All right. And so the last setup for the week that I'm looking at, so we got CNC, we got APLD. Okay. Let me show you guys the other one that I see. I like this one as well. All right. I like this one as well. Let's see what we got. Share this screen real quick. So here's what we got for on the week. All right. So we got AbbVie. Okay. We got ABBV. All right. We got another failed 2 down. Okay. We have another failed 2 down. All right. No, I don't scan for penny stocks. I don't. So we got ABBV. All right. So let's look at this. All right. So I'll pay attention to this, y'all, right? I put this right here. Okay. We got this area, right? So the last time they came, look what happened. They came down here, and what did they do? They bounced. They went all the way up here. Okay. So they went from 211 all the way up to 239. Okay. Now look what happened. They came down lower. So they did create a lower low, right? But then they came up here. So they could create a lower high, but, right, they could come up to 224. So this move from 219 to 224 is clear. Okay. It's clear. So very simple. If we get above 219.91, then, you know what I'm saying, take calls, okay? Take calls above 219.91, and your price target is going to be, you could say 223.29, or you could say 224.56.53. Okay? Right here. This is an area where we're going to get liquidity and we will probably reject, and that will confirm a downtrend, okay? Because when you look at this on a weekly time frame, look. When you look at this on a weekly time frame, it looks like it's in a downtrend, right? So we could get it up here, let it come up here, let it reject, right? Let it reject. And then we could get into puts up here as well and then write it down, and so it could create a lower low, because it's going to create a lower high. In order for it to create a higher high, it has to come up here to 237 or above. All right, so from 219 to 224, take profits here. Once it gets here and it starts to reject, enter in the puts, and then you write it right back down. Okay, because this area of liquidity is where sellers are going to step in. All right, let me know if that makes sense, y'all. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. All right. Hey, LaRue, you always laughing. Yeah, McDonald's got them nasty burgers, man. I don't even know. Listen, if you eat McDonald's in 2026, listen, we gotta have a conversation. All right. We know it ain't real food. We know it ain't real beef, right? They're making way too many burgers of cows that's out here. So, listen, if you still eating McDonald's, I need you to go talk to God, all right? Because I don't know why. I don't get it, all right? So, stop eating McDonald's, y'all. All right? JL said, keeping head low, studying the strat, especially finding my own setups and seeing if I take profit. There we go. How's it going for you, JL? Yep, consistency is definitely key. What up, Genesis? How you feeling? Watching the videos and learning the game. See, I love when people take, control of their trading, man, for real. So shout out to J.O. All right, shout out to J.O. So we got, what else we got? Hey, if you guys are watching this, man, be sure to like this video. We almost had 100 likes, all right? And then let me know in the comments where y'all tuning in from, okay? And subscribe to the channel as well, because every single day we come into YouTube and we give you life-changing information, all right? She said, yeah, nasty ass burger. Right. Right. He said McDonald's is self-sabotage. For real. If you eat McDonald's, you really are sabotaging yourself, yo. Like, for real. Right? I'm trying to get above 6K steps daily despite sciatic nerves and right knee arthritis. I feel that. Yeah, sciatic pain sucks. That's not a good feeling. If you like burgers, just make your own. Exactly. Exactly. Right? I lift free weights 5 times a week. There you go. There you go. Get some kettlebells too. I'll be messing with them kettlebells, man. I love me some kettlebells. Can you explain the process of taking profit if you in the green? You just sell your contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna, that's a whole video. Maybe I'll make a video on that, but that's a whole video. Yeah. That's and that's a loaded question. I need more context from what you're really asking, rather than just, taking profit. I don't want to sound condescending and be like, just take profit. You know what I'm saying? Montana in the building said, go talk to God. Hey, nah, Kenny. We ain't doing no McDonald's. We ain't doing Whataburger. We ain't doing Wingstop. We ain't doing Carl's Jr., right? Cook your food, man. All right? We ain't doing none of that. If it got a drive-through, I don't want it. I don't want it. Del Taco, right? Taco Bell, Zaxby's, right? Who else? Chick-fil-A. Man, stop eating that stuff, y'all. Right? Stop eating that stuff. Jack in the Box. The tacos is mush. Can you really say you know what you're eating when you go to these places? No. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's taking profit, just selling shares. you could take, if you have option contracts, then you're selling the option contracts or it's shares. So it's either option contracts or shares. Frankincense for applying arthritis. Oh, okay, that's good to know, Sherry. All right, Head and Shoulders on SPY if you really look. Okay, look at that. You said see profit, take profits, you can get back in all the time. All the time. I've been making good call outs, but the strat is what I'm building. Confidence, especially the 212, 312 setup. Some stocks don't get there once they're just studying. Yep. Yo, Jay, oh, you doing it now. I love hearing it. You know what I'm saying? 2 trades per day, taking at 25%. Yeah, EPLD, Mr. Miami. Big boss, can we look over Intel? Yeah, we about to go over Intel right now. Plus, it's expensive, not worth it. Exactly. Nah, well, we talk about options, Lil Pac. You know what I'm saying? So we talking about options, not we're not talking about shares. I don't do shares. Well, I buy shares, but I don't like trade shares. I trade options. So yeah, especially if I know for real, if you over 40 and you eating that stuff, you gonna age so fast. All right, email some else. Thank you. Teachers like, I appreciate that email some else. Yeah, 2 ups. Yep, failed twos is lit. Lady D, she said, hi, I've had profitable week last week. I can't post my profits because my storage is full, but thank you, I'm learning. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, Lady D. Shout out to that. Georgia, the fact that you said right after Zaxby's plug on YouTube. That's crazy. What's your best indicator? The strat. The strat method, strat assistant, and my Lux algo. I say that every day. All right, IWM 260 level bounce. Already went over IWM. You're going to have to catch the replay to see. Okay? Yeah, I already went over that. So yeah. All right. So let's go over Intel. Y'all say Intel and a couple other stocks before we get up out of here, y'all. That's crazy. So let's go to, I was about to say let's go to Zaxby's. Let's go to Intel. Let me see, it's Zaxby's. Zaxby's? No, they not on the markets. Crazy. But one thing I will say is, listen, that Zaxby's bread, Zaxby's got some fire, what is it, garlic bread? They got some good bread. That's what I will say. All right. Yeah, CoreWeave, I got that written down. Hey, Mark Quinn, I'm gonna stop playing. I'm gonna do this EMA video this week. I'm gonna do this EMA video this week. All right. Intel, right? So Intel, this is on the weekly. I pay attention to the weekly a lot, you guys. So I was looking at Oscar earlier, Alchemist, right? I'm gonna go over Oscar. I was looking at them. I almost put them on my watch list, but I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. But I'm gonna pay attention to them because I might trade them. 90% of the year, we cook healthy at home. I eat myself once a season. I feel you, Kenny. All right, look. So we got a failed 2 up on the weekly, right? We had earnings, okay? So they dropped on earnings. All right, so check this out. So if we get below 44 or 42, then you can enter in the puts. But we have a area of liquidity right here. Okay. What the hell? There we go. We have an area of liquidity right here, right, y'all? Area of liquidity, okay? So I would be looking for a bounce anywhere between $40 and $43. Okay? $40 and $43, okay? So an area of liquidity, what I would be looking for is a bounce on Intel from $40 to $43, okay? So Intel is on a failed 2 up on a weekly, but we got an area liquidity here, okay? So we could come down here to $41, $42, $40. And then we could have buyers step in and we could bounce. If we bounce in this area, then I would be looking for us to retrace all of this right here. All right. So, and then we could fill this gap. All right. I would love to fill this gap right here. That would be beautiful. So we might come down on Monday, and then once we come down, then I'm gonna be paying attention to see. Now we got area liquidity here, we got area liquidity here, and we got area liquidity here, and these areas of liquidity right here are in alignment with the area of liquidity right here on the weekly. All right, so we could bounce at any one of these areas. Okay, so that's what I would be paying attention to. Okay. So yeah. So that's Intel. All right. I was looking at IREN as well. I did not put them on my list for a reason, but I'm looking at them this week also. So there's a lot of stocks that I was looking at. They almost made the cut, but they didn't. Right? Like as you can see, right here I got my list, and I had IREN right there. Okay. I also had IONQ, right? I was looking at Oscar. Oscar was looking good as well. So yeah, this channel was gold, teaching great stuff. I appreciate that. Learn to love your story. Thank you, thank you. Callie Nola said Texas toast. Their Texas toast is nothing compared to Raisin Canes. Hey, Raisin Canes be good too. Now Raisin Canes got good fries. I ain't gonna lie. Right? They got good fries, but you only gotta eat them when they fresh. That's the thing about fast food fries. You can only eat them fries when they fresh because they ain't real. You know what I'm saying? You give them an hour, they gonna taste like a cardboard box. All right? You can only eat them when they fresh. All right? So yeah. So that's Intel. All right, haven't traded Intel in a while. Yeah, Intel is lit. VRT, yeah, they be doing their thing. Folks, if you're on the Discord, joining the Discord on the fence, every single trade I made myself, I lost 90% after I joined the Discord early January. Not only I got my money back, I'm now profitable. Hey, you hear that, y'all? He said when he was trading by himself, he was losing 90%. And then after he joined the Discord, he made his money back of the money he lost, and he's now profitable. So, hey, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to that, man. And he was on the fence, too. He was on the fence for like 3 weeks to a month. Because I remember he would ask questions. He would email me. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, shout out to that, man, for real. All right? So Iran. Yeah, we'll go over Iran. Checkers and Riley's got the best fries. I don't know. Hey, you got to be from the South talking like that. You got to be from the South talking like that. For real. So I work at Cane's. How much chicken we waste is... I bet, man. All them big-ass, fat-ass chicken tenders. For real. That's fast food, though. They gonna waste food for sure. All right. So let's go over CoreWeave. He said, I joined Discord Wednesday night and I made half back on Friday. Hey, there we go. Right? Who'd you hit? Did you hit Google with us? Was it Google? And look, last week was trash. I didn't even take a lot of trades last week. So like next week, this coming up week, and we got FOMC on Wednesday, y'all. So this week is gonna be a banger. We gonna get to the money this week like crazy. Last week was light for me, right? But this week we gonna go crazy. All right. So oh yeah, GIL and CoreWeave. I said I was gonna get those for y'all. So let's go over CoreWeave real quick. All right. So on the daily there. So on the weekly. Okay. So CoreWeave is on a 1 bar. We got a lot of buyers and we got a lot of sellers, right? Indecision. We took a pause. We retraced this candle right here. Okay, so I would say puts below 86.69. Puts below 86.69. All right, and I would say calls above 99.44. All right. Okay. Calls above 99.44. Now, if we do go to the downside, it could bounce at $84. So be careful on those puts. But yeah, that's core weave. Then we got GIL. Gildan. That's crazy. Gildan. They look crazy on the weekly. Is this their highest they've been? Oh yeah, these are all-time highs right here. That's crazy. I ain't never seen Gildan on the stock market. I got some Gildan shirts in my closet. What up, Burpee? So on the daily, they're on a failed two down. They just broke out of this bull flag. That's what it was. They had this bull flag. They just broke out. So um, they could come up to like, they could be going to like $75, right? Off of this measure move right here. So, oh, Galid Science. Oh, my bad. You said GIL, and I put GIL. All right. I put GIL, bro. GIL. Oh, GILD. Okay. GILD. Come on, dog. You got to get the tickers right. Get the tickers right. Cali Nola joined last week. How's your experience been, Cali Nola? You been doing your thing in there? A lot of y'all be joining and y'all be quiet. So they look like they are, these are all-time highs. I mean, it looks like we could keep going higher. The trend looks strong. We may have a pullback a day or two, but it looks strong. So I would just say calls above 136.36, and just keep it going. But we could retrace some of this right here, y'all, down to like 125. So yeah. CoreWeave, SMCI. SMCI bounced. They bounced off of this order block, right? Boom, bounce, boom, bounce. So I think SMCI could be coming up to about $36 before you see any like downside. They just pulled back right here, so they'll probably come down to about $30, and then they'll bounce, and then they'll go higher back up to like $36. So yeah. Oh yeah, Oracle. Oracle failed two down. Looks like a bear flag though. Look, let's go. So this is a 2-hour time frame right here. So they came down, then they came up, then they came down, and now they're right here on the weekly time frame. They're in this area. They're gonna bounce at some point. They popped up here. So if they get below 170, then they're gonna come lower. But I think this is an area where they could consolidate for a minute, and then but if they get above 186, then they're gonna come back up to about 197 and potentially 200. So yeah, but this is an area where there's a lot of buyers, as you can see. In this area, I've been seeing a lot of green. Okay, a lot of green. So green here, and then we got 2 red days right there. So we're gonna have some green days coming soon. These are weeks, but on the daily, got red and green. So, but it rejected up here off of this area right here, this fair value gap, and it rejected, came down. So it's gonna try to come back up again, but it has to get above 183. All right. So yeah, and then I had said, yeah, I mean I trade. So here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. Do I trade hood? I used to trade hood every day last year when the contract was like $50, $90, right? I like trading stocks that are good companies that have liquidity in the contracts, and uh, the stock is like, cheaply priced, right? Because I like trading cheaper contracts. That's just my style. Okay. Now, um, I haven't traded Robinhood in a minute, but I will trade them. I just need to see a solid setup. That's really what it boils down to. I don't trade stocks. I trade setups. You know what I mean? What time does Discord start and end? I'm working in the morning trying to find out how I can join. So let me break this down for y'all, right? Let me break this down for y'all. So check this out. Okay. So inside of the Discord, so we got the watch list. Okay. Every week, me and Marcel, we put our watch list in here. We break it down every Sunday, right? And then every morning, we put our stocks that we're looking at for the day. Okay. We put the levels and everything, right? So every day, you're gonna get levels for, 4 to 5 stocks between me and Marcel. Okay. Then we have the IWM call outs. So throughout the whole day, I focus on IWM a lot. So I'm giving you guys call outs on IWM and setups all day. Okay. All day, I'm giving you guys hasn't broken a 1 candle on the hourly, but if it's a 2-2-1-2 bear setup, right? I'm giving you guys the whole play by play, right? Now it's the double inside bar with 20 minutes left, right? We aren't breaking above previous 1 bar's highs. Stay patient. Puts below 270. Target 269. Okay. What did it do? Started to come down. Fell to up on the 2-hour. We rejected off high a day. We just need to break below our initial entry levels, right? And then what happened? Double top on a 15. A 2-2-2 bearish reversal. Looks like it's finally time to come down. And then look what happened. Just take profits and count your wins today. Boom. It made the move, right? So throughout the day, we breaking it down, right? Then right here, I hope we could clearly see what's going on with IWM. Got a head and shoulders. Boom, 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 right? Once we get below 268, we're going to start coming down to the levels that I already outlined, which is right here, 264, 265, 266, right? So then what happens? Consolidating on the 30, where did it come down to? If we get below 2 above, we could come up. It ended up coming down. Boom. Okay? So we do this every day, right? So that's the IWM. We got the small account challenge, right? We got trades that are called in here as well. In the small account, I called some Unity software puts. Hit them, right? When I enter, I will share. Tell them when I take profit, right? Got 23% on that one, right? We'll enter at E a day, right? Lift, right? Bear flag, got in the lift, ended up taking profits. I told them it was gonna come. Hopefully today or tomorrow. We ended up getting a move, right? So that's that. And then we have the live trading room right here. So every day we're in here at 6:15 a.m. West Coast, and then 9:15 East Coast every day. We're trading up in here. We're calling plays. We're making money. We joking. We having fun, right? All of that stuff. Okay. And then we also have the bots, right? Got a whole bot thing on how to use these bots right here. And then we got the bullseye. It calls out trades and stuff like that every day as well. Okay. So that's how we get down in there. Obviously we got, account compounding area as well. We got a lessons tab. People get to share their lessons and the stuff that they learning, right? So everybody could grow together. Regular conversations. We got stock options. We got leaps as well. Okay, we got leap section. And then what else we got? We got everything, y'all. Okay. So yeah. So that's what we got going on in the Discord, just to answer your question, Savon. So if you have a job, that's perfectly fine. You can still get down with us. You can still get down with us and you can make this money. All right. I already went over IWM. I'm not going to go over it again. You got to watch the replay. Should we short silver? I don't know. Right. At the end of the day, I want you guys to understand it's not about me telling you what you should do. It's about me helping you learn how to do what you do on your own. I'm never gonna sit here. Nothing that I say in any of these videos is financial advice, right? Nothing is financial advice in this video. But what I will say is, if you want financial advice, go talk to a licensed financial advisor, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell y'all what to do. I'm here to empower you guys with the right information so that you know how to do this stuff on your own. That's the power in this stuff. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to, if I just come up here and just review stocks all day, I'm gonna be doing it all day, and you're not really gonna fully learn anything, right? Or I'm gonna be doing the work for you. I'm here to empower your mind. You see what I'm saying? I'm here to help you guys see what's possible for you, and I'm here to help you figure out how to do this on your own. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know if you should short silver. I'm not gonna tell you if you should or not. If I get in a trade, then I will share that with the Discord, but I'm not gonna tell you to short silver, because if it don't go your way, you gonna come on talk about how I'm a scammer. You know what I'm saying? That's how the internet works. That's why I don't tell people what to do. I help them learn what to do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is about. Okay? So I did say I was going to go over Iron. That's the last one I'm going to go over. All right? Because Iron looks nice. Oh, and Oscar too. Those are the last two. All right? So Oscar and Iran. I was looking at them. So Iran. I really like them. Okay? On a daily, we got a bullish engulfing. We look about to break above right here. So if we get above 59.10, then it's gonna blast off. Okay, it's gonna blast off pretty nice. I don't want to say it's a flag, but yeah, 59.10 calls. If you look on a weekly, we are on a 2-1. Okay, 2-1 right here. 2 bar pull back, 1 bar. So this is going up. Like I would feel very confident in this right here. So right here, I would say calls above 58.56. All right. So Iran looks really good. It could retrace this and it could come back up to $68. All right, from 58. So I really, really like this trade right here. I like this situation. All right. Then we got Oscar. Okay. So we got Oscar on a weekly. It's in a liquidity zone right here. We are pulling up right here. So we're making higher highs, higher lows right here. Okay, boom, boom, and boom. If you go to the daily time frame, right here, we are on a double 1 bar. Okay, so if we get above this 1586, then we're gonna make an explosive move up. But we do have this area of liquidity right here. That's what I don't like. Okay. Downside, we got some buyers sitting here. So I think that this will really be coming up. So I like this setup as well. I'm gonna be paying attention to Oscar, but if we get above like 1588, then we would be coming to the upside. Okay, so that's Oscar. I really like that setup right there. And then also, what's the other one? AMD. I got you, Vince. All right. So AMD on the daily we got this, and then on the weekly. So on the weekly we're bullish, right? On the weekly we're bullish. So we're going to retrace this candle right here, okay? For the past 2 weeks, we've been going crazy on AMD. We are going to get a retracement, okay? On a daily, we're on this failed 2 up right here at this order block, right? We got this order block right here, failed 2 up. If we get below 256, then you could go into enter inputs. We do have an area of liquidity right here. It could bounce up at like 254.58. But if we get below like 253.50, then it's going to come all the way down to about 246. So that's $6, $7 move right there. That'll be nice. And then we break through this area, then we could come down some more, right down about 228. Okay, but I would just be focusing on getting to about 246 first. All right, so failed 2 up on the daily. Let it off this order block right here. So this could create a little downtrend, and we could have a pullback, maybe around to about 228, somewhere around there. Okay. So I like the AMD shorts. I think that this would be nice. This would be a nice setup. It may create a 1 candle tomorrow potentially, and then it could start coming down. So we got to see, right? But I like this. I like this situation right here. All right. So yeah, y'all. So what I'll say, man, for real, Be sure to join the Discord, y'all. All right, we're going to trade every single day. We're going to smack IWM every single day. All right, we're going to change lives every single day as well. Okay, so be sure to join the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, click the link in the description of this video. That link is going to be in there. If you want to book a one-on-one with me, then be sure to click the link in the description of the video as well. Okay, the link in the description of the video will it'll be in there, and you just handle your business. All right, I'm gonna see you guys up in there. So yeah, I hope that this video was helpful. If it was, let me know in the comments. All right, let me know what you're looking at in the stock market as well. But we went over a lot of stuff today, and you guys should be ready to make some big money in the market this week. All right. So, like I always say, make sure y'all get up out your head. Go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And like I always say it with me, y'all. The more you study, the less you worry. All right? So listen, appreciate you, Pam. Appreciate you learning to love your story. All right? You already did IWM. Ready for it? Yeah, let's go, Kenny. All right? So listen, y'all have a great day. Spend time with family. Love the people that you love, right? Spend time with them. But let's have a great week in the market. Let's not do nothing stupid, okay? Don't over leverage. Don't waste your time, okay? Be patient, be disciplined, and let's just get this money. All right? So listen, y'all have a great day. I'm going to see y'all in the morning, all my TPC family members. I'm going to see y'all in the morning, and we going to get it, all right? All y'all stay smooth. Peace.